In this one, we're going to be working on the exhaust on my KZ440 Cafe Racer project, and I'm going to be welding on some hot dog mufflers onto this exhaust system. Now I want them to sit just about there so they're tucked away from the back wheel, and it'll look a lot tidier underneath the black. Now I was going to mount these cheap Chinese mufflers which I bought off eBay, and this was going to be mounted like that. And I really don't think that's going to suit the Cafe Racer style, so ditch that idea for a more traditional look, and I'm going to go with those little hot dog mufflers. So before we go ahead and modify that exhaust system, we'll just start the black up and I'll give you a listen to what it sounds like. By God, is it loud. This bike is running extremely rough at the moment, but we definitely need to address that exhaust system because that sounds absolutely woeful. So let's get to it. As always, with any fabrication work, I'll be relying on the skills of my father-in-law. Here we're going to cut down the headers so the mufflers can tuck nicely underneath the frame. Now the headers are shortened, we need to cut a cross section into the mufflers so we can clamp them onto the headers before welding them on. Here we were struggling to find a way to position the headers onto the mufflers so we could tack weld them together. So we used some wire to hold them in place. Now here's some true redneck science. If it works, it works. What do you reckon, Dad?
Looks pretty fucking good to me, mate.
Unfortunately, the father-in-law's MIG welder is out of gas, so we're going to use another welding method. Now the mufflers are tacked onto the headers, we're going to test fit the exhaust onto the bike before completely welding it together.
There.
That's it, boy. Get in there nice and deep like.
Nice. So what we're going to be doing with these rear mufflers is mounting them to this cross member just here in between the frame, and we're going to drill some holes into this and install some nut certs. The reason why we're going to be doing it to this cross member here is because I don't want to be drilling into the main section of the frame, and this part just here is mainly just a brace for where the old center stand used to go. Here my father-in-law is fabricating some mounting brackets for the mufflers. Now to drill into the frame and install the nut certs. Tight. Now Daryl's just going to tack these into place before we remove the exhaust and weld those brackets on. Just going to remove these two brackets here as we no longer have any use for them. You beauty, now those hideous center stand brackets are deleted. Now back to welding on the muffler mounting brackets. So with the ends of the mufflers, I want them to come to like a kind of a point. Much better. Now to quickly tidy up the welds and paint the mufflers, and then we'll be good to whack them back on the black. Alrighty, although this bike is running as rough as guts, I'm still keen to see how these new mufflers sound on the headers. Well, she's still loud, but at least she's not as loud as it was. But in the next video, what I plan on doing is just tidying the bike up a bit and going on a ride and reviewing all the mods that I've done to it. So obviously want to see how it performs with that exhaust. I've got new handlebars now that don't hit the tank. I've also installed a digital gauge on the bike, along with rebuilding the forks which are leaking and adjusting the clutch which was slipping badly. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.